Welcome back to On Deck Circle Podcast, brought to you by the Fantasy Six Pack. I am your unseasoned host, I guess. It's been a while. We are back. I could not get my normal intro out quick enough, but you know what, Jason? It's okay because we are back, and we actually have a lot to talk about today, and I'm very excited for it. First off, how have you been?
Great, man. Great. It's like you're right. It's been a while. We're back in the saddle. Got a lot of things to discuss tonight. Coming up down here in the stretch run, we got about a month and a half left for all our roto leagues. Coming down, I know we were just discussing before, little pregame. I'm in fifth place in one of our leagues, our dynasty leagues. Trying to make a push. Don't know if I can get there, but a lot of baseball still to be played here. Don't forget about baseball. Football's coming around. Everyone's in the draft.
Football's coming, and I'm personally getting very excited. And what's very funny is you just segued us into my favorite part of the week, which is the cold open question of the week. I want you to tell me, you have the first pick in a PPR league. Who are you picking? And give me your sleeper for the season. All right, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, Jason. So what do we got here?
Well, one's easy. It's Jamar Chase within even if it's a non-PPR, I'm still riding Chase. Timmy, did you see any of the preseason game the other night?
Dude.
Mid-season form in the first preseason game. Mid-season form.
And that defense is so bad. The only way they're going to win games is 56-48. Yeah. And that's just it's truly just like a wet dream for fantasy points, because Joe, I think Burrow might throw for 48 tutties. Like, we are talking huge numbers coming out of that Bengals team. So now a little bit harder question, but also kind of, I feel like sleepers in fantasy football are so much different than sleepers in fantasy baseball. I say that because quarterbacks, depending on the league, arguably probably one of the most important positions in real football. But in fantasy football, I come from the school of thought where I kind of wait on the quarterback. I get someone later, unless you're getting that Lamar Jackson. But I'd rather get more wide receivers and running backs than have Lamar Jackson. So, one, where are you on fantasy quarterbacks? And two, who is your sleeper going into this year?
Yeah. I especially in non-super flex, I fade quarterbacks. I think there's like 3 or 4 top tier guys, and the rest is a pretty big blob. I can get to the point almost. I think we're now, with the amount of rushing quarterbacks in the league, you can probably even like stream quarterbacks in like a 10-team league. So I'm not that big on quarterback, but it's not an On Deck Circle podcast without a homer pick. And my sleeper of the year, Luther Burden III, will be wide receiver 2 by the end of the year. That's my bold prediction. So I could see him carving out like a St. Brown role in that league. That's just me, throwing out those good vibes right now.
Okay,
really good debut in his first game over the weekend. Give me all the shares of Luther Burden. I don't know what his ADP is. I'm not in that.
Yeah, no. This is a
baseball podcast.
What's very funny is his ADP is 120. But because I just say that because he is 10 spots above the ADP of the guy I'm looking at, which is also a homer pick.
Nice.
And his name is Demario Douglas, wide receiver for my New England Patriots. He's someone, Jacoby Myers was my favorite player for a very long time when he was on the Patriots for like those 3 years. He's kind of that type of guy. He works hard, and that's why he's good. He's not good. He's not going to be a wide receiver 1, but like that, if you have 2 flexes, him in that second flex is great. Just Just love them. I'm excited this year. How many wins you thinking for the Bears?
I'd be happy with 9.
9's crazy. Your quarterback paints his nails, Jason.
That's all right. Still
Okay.
for.
All right.
I'm not one of. Yeah. Did you also see what Jared McCain did in the NBA? He also paints his nails and does TikToks too.
I did.
He was on pace to be rookie of the year until he got hurt. So I don't want to hear any of his painted nails and does TikToks and it's a different generation, man. I'm not on that vibe. We saw a mixed season of fired OC, fired head coach, awful play calling, and he still threw 20 touchdowns, only 6 interceptions, went like 9 games without an interception. We now have a functioning coach. I digress. This is a baseball podcast. We're done talking football. Let's get into some news and some guys that'll help you down the stretch here. And I think before we get into that, because this is also one of the guys I want to talk about, and some big news out of Boston. Did Roman Anthony screw himself with this extension? So, wait, real quick. Do they must dig up dirt on these guys. How does Boston get these extensions so done well, so far under market value, and they just look like geniuses all the time and getting these great guys on these huge extent? I don't know what they do. You tell me.
Yeah, Jace, what's very funny is a little peek behind the curtain here is we were talking about recording during the day last week.
Yep.
And the news would have broke while we were recording. And it's best that we were not recording because I don't know what I would have done. I've never been so excited about a contract extension in my life. This is very before the show, Jackson Chirino, the Acuna one, crazy.
Yep.
Like, it's just so funny because this was the guy I was worried about the most. And it's so sad that I have to think about this, but Mookie Betts did this to me. So he was the one I was like, I'm nervous. I don't want to lose. And he's been as advertised plus more. I don't know if you don't watch many Red Sox games, I'm assuming.
Sometimes.
His plate approach. You think he's Joey Votto, just complete professional, knows exactly what the strike zone is. And that's always been my concern with young players. But man, he's been awesome. The Red Sox, not the last few games, but they've been hot. Cubby's been hot. Do you know who's been hotter though? The Brewers.
I mean, that you used to talk about Cardinal magic around this town. The Brewers,
yeah,
I think are the new magician team in this NL Central. It's crazy what they've done since the beginning of June. I don't even want to get into that. They just continue to win. I think I saw the stat since June, the beginning of June, they're 44-9. It's actually quite.
And that's without their quote unquote superstar. That's with losing their starting pitcher that. What Burns was 2 years ago, but still they didn't replace him.
Yeah.
But Woodruff has been great, and yeah, man, I'm very excited for the both of us just because we haven't really been able to experience both of our teams have a legitimate shot at winning the World Series, and that's never happened on this podcast before. So I'm interested to see how the next few months trickle out, but we will see. I'm excited for Roman Anthony. Fire his agent, I guess, but also he's still going to get another contract after this. So let's just see what happens.
Yeah, it's just weird to me how they keep getting these guys. Right, he's only played 46 games in the majors, which in his side, right, he could get hurt, and then also now he's still fully guaranteed money. But he could also go on to be a 7-war player next year, and then be throwing away 10 to 20 mil a year just based on those the contracts that are going out there right now. But time will tell on that. Obviously smart for the Red Sox, got him at a really nice price there. He looks to be all the part and then some. Real quick, just through the numbers, 46 games, really turning it on late. Last 7 games, batting .409 with a .581 OBP and slugging .636. Got 3 home runs, 22 RBIs, 29 runs, 2 stolen bases. got a 132 WRC plus. Took a few weeks, but he looks to be all the part of the next superstar outfielder for sure. It's definitely some excitement there in Boston. Let's get into some guys here we're talking about. I guess a little bit of a mix in of like a trade deadline show. We kind of missed out on that, but one of the guys I want to talk about is Jhoan Duran, which I thought, two things before I get into this. The trade market value for buyers was crazy. It was a huge seller's market. Some of these deals that were getting done, whether it be the Mason Miller deal, this Jhoan Duran deal, I mean, we're seeing they gave up both San Diego, which San Diego can almost throw out the window because Preller's a crazy man.
Yes. Yeah.
But the Phillies gave up 2 top 100 prospects in Eduardo Tate and Mick Abel. And Mick Abel was up this year making starts and was basically on the verge of being an MLB arm. So props to the Phillies for making this deal because it's really starting to pay its dividends. I mean, we know what Duran can do. Dude's a flamethrower. He's been insane. But the biggest thing is he's been able to then push everyone down in that bullpen, right? So now you're getting a better setup men, better long relievers, better middle relievers. Everything just creates one step lower, right? Like the 9th inning guy becomes the 8th inning guy and so on and so on. But with the Twins, he had 49 innings, 2.01 ERA. He had 16 out of 18 saves. He struck out 53 batters, and his whip was 1.18. He's currently 4 for 4 with the Phillies in save opportunities. Just a huge, huge advantage. I think there's going to be a huge boost in Duran's value because let's face it, Phillies are going to get way more save opportunities than the Twins are. I mean, he's only been with the team for 2 weeks, and he's already got a quarter of the saves he had in Minnesota in 3.5 months. So I think there's a huge value in Jhoan Duran. Obviously, most team, fantasy leagues, the trade deadline is probably gone and past. I mean, it depends. There's some leagues that are still holding out, like this week or next week. You probably still make some trades, but his value is already high, and it's even gotten even higher going to Philadelphia. So,
yeah, this is one that I'm the most. I don't know the word I'm trying to think of, but the team needed a closer. They went out and got a closer, and they got like you could probably argue that Duran is like on par, maybe a little bit less hyped than Mason Miller, just because he doesn't throw like 104. But Duran is still a hell of a closer, and they got 3 years or 2 years left of control here, which is kind of the name of the game for these returns. Is like gone are the years where you're like trading for a rental relief pitcher. In both of these trades, Miller's got a bunch of stuff left, a bunch of control left, and that's why you're paying the premium. 2 top 100 prospects is crazy for a relief pitcher, but you're getting a top 5 guy, and you've got control. So. Have you seen his entrance with the Phillies? It's been phenomenal.
It's literally electric. It's flaming, and it goes. I mean, he was doing that in Minnesota too.
Yes,
where he like turned the lights off, and
this at the bank is just
electric.
I can't wait for playoff baseball in Philly too, just because that's always something crazy. But yeah, this was probably my favorite trade. I also have a lot of Duran shares, so I was very happy with that because I was nervous that he would go to another team. And sometimes you see these, we kind of see it with the Padres actually, like Miller's not getting all the save opportunities there, so like fantasy wise that's kind of tough unless you're in like a saves holds league, which I'm mostly in. But like we got Duran and he's their closer. Miller, it's kind of like a tweener, like we're going to play the matchups type thing, because Ranger's been awesome this year for the Padres. That's a super bullpen. I don't think we have anyone on the Yankees to talk about, so this is my time to say the Yankees are an absolute disgrace right now, and their super bullpen has been an absolute joke, and they've already sent one of them down.
Yeah, that's turning to be a huge gaff on the front office there in New York when those 3 guys that everyone was like, oh my god, they got all these closers, this bullpen's going to be amazing.
Yeah,
and it looked awful. All right, let's see here. Let's get into another guy, not a trade person, but someone else that's definitely making some waves here and should really help you out down the stretch run here, and that's Colson Montgomery of the Chicago White Sox. Don't look now, but the South Side are starting to actually be a competitive and watchable team. I'm not saying they're going to be winning, the rest of the game, but they've been looking nice. Colson Montgomery's been looking really nice. Currently, he's batting 241, 311 slashing, and then 565 slugging. He's got 10 home runs, 4 extra base hits, a 139 OPS plus. Really looking nice. If he would have been up earlier, he probably could have had a nice, strong case for, possibly getting a Rookie of the Year here. But through 18 games, 10 home runs. He's every time I turn on the highlights, it's because I can't watch the Sox here because of blackout reasons. But every time I see the White Sox highlights, Colson Montgomery's had another home run.
Yeah, this has been someone too that I feel like as a dynasty community, we've kind of been waiting on and waiting because believe it or not, he's 23 right now. Yeah. So like we were drafting Colson Montgomery 5 years ago, which is nuts. So I'm definitely impressed here. I don't know if I buy the power, if I'm being completely honest, but I do love a good story. I do think the White Sox are kind of on the come up. I think next year they might be kind of like where the A's are this year, like not great, but kind of frisky, like could beat you on any given night and not like a complete laughingstock. So I'm definitely interested in Colson Montgomery next year in redraft. Going to tread lightly in dynasty just because I think these numbers are crazy. Like I don't see him hitting this many home runs like in this span of time. So in dynasty, I'd probably be looking to flip him in the offseason depending on where you like. If you're banking on Colson Montgomery to be your shortstop, then you have bigger problems, I think. So definitely interested to see where he's at ADP wise when it comes to redraft next year as well.
Yeah, for sure. If he continues a strong second half here, he will definitely start to get a bunch of helium for next year. Really good hit tool. The power is crazy because, like you said, we talked about the power not being there. He has almost as much home runs in 32 games at the major league level as he did through 60 games in the minor leagues. He had 11 already in the minors. Now he already has 10 this year. So I don't think this home run pace will stay up. Obviously, that's a crazy pace, but I think the helium will definitely inflate for next year's redraft league. And obviously, being a top 10 pick just a couple of years ago, he's obviously been on dynasty radars for a while. So he's someone that can definitely help boost some of those stats here coming down the wire last month, especially if he stays on this pace. I really like what I see out of Colson Montgomery so far. Before we get into some more of these guys here, let's talk some business. You want to become an all-access member today? You can go on over to fantasysixpack.net/plans. Get tons of great content, all the rankings, dynasty rankings, rookie rankings, minor league rankings. We also have football rookie rankings and dynasty rankings. We talked about it earlier, draft season's here. It's upon us for football. We have a Discord. You can get tons of great custom advice inside of our Discord. You can do all that by becoming an all-access member today. fantasysixpack.net/plans. Let's see. Before we got any further, we got to give a shout out to everyone's favorite commenter. Uncle Ted's in the chat. Carson is pulling the hell out of the ball. I think almost all of his home runs are to the pull side, but don't matter if you're pulling them or spraying them. They're still home runs any way you look at it. Shout out Uncle Ted. He's here watching us, hanging out.
As always,
let's get into some more guys here. Randy Arozarena, one of those guys that just like quietly compiles, right? We talk about compilers, fantasy football compilers. This guy is now he's got his 5th consecutive 2020 season.
That's
talk about consistency. I thought maybe leaving Tampa, he would maybe kind of fall off a little bit, but he is not. He's kind of still stayed steady there in Seattle. Currently batting 250. Got 23 home runs, 57 RBIs. The RBIs are a little low, but that Seattle Mariners park is not conducive to generating offense. I mean, I think it might be one of the worst like offensive metric parks. I don't know what it is about that park, but 22 stolen bases, got a 352 OBP, got an 820 OPS, hitting the ball really nicely, hard hit rate of 52%, got a barrel rate of 13%, and he's got an xWOBA of 357. So, I mean, he continually just kind of churns out really nice years. He's still got a lot of time left. He could probably even get to 30-30 this year, which would be a nice little tidbit for your Roto leagues, 30-30 guys, always a nice little touch there. But again, one of those guys that's having a quietly nice. I think ever since going to Seattle, obviously it's West Coast baseball, so that doesn't help. But another nice year out of Randy Arozarena.
Yeah, if you were to tell me what, I think this is definitely a Seattle thing for me, because I had no idea that he was even close to these amount of homers or stolen bases. And like, I feel like he's also kind of a slow start guy. And usually he kind of like his April and May is kind of like, and then he just puts together some great weeks, and then weeks turn into months. And then here you go. You have someone hitting 250 with an OBP of 350 and 23 homers and 23 stolen bases. I am dumbfounded by these stats right now, Jason. I had no clue that Randy Arozarena was having this good of a year. And you know what? I'm completely blaming it being in Seattle.
Yeah, like I said, West Coast baseball, right? Like, especially for you, it's even hard for me, but East Coast, that game doesn't start till 10 o'clock at night or something. Yeah, you're asleep by the time those games start. But yeah,
unless Brian Wu pitching, I don't care about Seattle.
Hey man, I always root for Seattle. I love that team I have since the '90s. I really like what they put out there this year. I'd love to see them make the playoffs. We'll see. A little bit of injuries have kind of hiccuped them a little bit, but love what we've seen out of Randy Arozarena this year, and I'd love to see it continue again. I'd love to see a 30-30 year out of him. Hasn't got there yet. He's gotten the 30 stolen bases before, but not the 30 steal or home runs. All right, another guy here. This one is actually a guy that, when it comes to draft season, I'm always like, I can get him late in drafts, and then I still, when it comes up, I just pass him. That's Ezequiel Tovar of the Rockies.
No,
there's not much to like about the Rockies right now. They might even break the White Sox record that was set last year. I think they are at 30 wins right now. So they need 12 wins over the next month and a half. That's going to be, I'm sure the White Sox fans are watching that closely. They are on pace for that. So there's not much to like in Colorado, but similar to Randy Arozarena, Ezequiel Tovar is having a quietly nice year too. Currently batting .278. He's got 6 home runs, only 20 RBIs, and 29 runs scored, but 4 stolen bases. He's got a really nice, strong comeback, though. Since July 18th, he's scorching. He's got a 329, slash line 329, 364, slugging 575, which is giving him a 1058 OPS in his first 9 games of August. So he's really starting to pick it up here in the end. I don't know how many, maybe you can look it up how many games he's got left in Coors, but he's one of those guys where it's like at home, he can kind of put on, almost like anybody in Colorado, they can put up some numbers there. And I'd love to see, because he's hitting the ball hard. He's got a 44% hard hit rate, barreling it at about 11%. He got an xWOB of 372. So the outlying, advanced metrics are there. And I don't know what exactly is going on here. I think maybe a road home splits. I'd have to look at that more into it. I didn't really look into that. But from what I've seen of him in the last month and a half, or the last month or so, it's been really nice. And again, he's one of those guys every draft season, I'm like, this is a great shortstop sleeper. And I think a lot of that's when you look at the back of the baseball card, the stats look great. But when you actually have him on your team and you're seeing his day-to-day stats, they're nothing to gawk at and be like, oh, this guy's awesome. But he's one of those guys where it's like, just especially like in a deep league, like a TGFBI, or a 15 or 16,
or a best ball,
yeah, exactly. So I think if he can continue the strong performance they've been having since July 18th, I think we can see a nice little bit of a boost here for like a middle infield position. I wouldn't suggest putting him as your starting shortstop. That might be a little bit to ask, but.
So it looks like they have. I don't know if this is true. So it says 12 home games remaining, which seems low.
Well, maybe they had a lot at the beginning of it.
Yeah. So between August 14th and September 1st. So that's not. Yeah, there's still a few more games after that. But anyway. Yeah, this is someone that I don't love him, but his biggest issue is kind of the whole hitting aspect. Hell of a defensive shortstop.
Yeah.
But usually his problem is OBP. And in some ways you can kind of accept that. So like last year, he had 26 home runs. That's if you're going to get me 25, 30 home runs, I'll take a 295 OBP. That's fine. But if you're in an average league as well, he's currently hitting 279. The big issue also this year is he hasn't really been healthy.
Yep.
He's only played the 52 games. So even that could almost even help your argument because it's like he hasn't even played all the games in Coors so far. So he's definitely an interesting case. Someone that I feel like the Rockies kind of rushed, as in they brought him up in 2022. Like you didn't have to do that.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely interested maybe next season. This year is kind of a proof of concept for me. Like show me that this is who you are the rest of this second half, and then I can actually take you seriously.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the health is the biggest thing. Because last year he literally led the league in doubles and had 26 home runs. And now this year, again, only 52 games, the power is down. But when you look at, like I said, a lot of the outlying stats, the hard hit rate, the barrel rate, his OPS is in line with his career OPS and his last year's OPS. So when he is healthy and on the field, he's been productive. We just need to stay on the field, and then hopefully that 12 games is the away games.
Yes, exactly.
All right, let's get into some pitchers here. Big name, we saw a little bit more trade deadline talk. Shane Bieber goes from the Guardians to the Blue Jays. And Bieber is actually on the verge of making his his season debut. He's made 5 rehab starts since July 15th. He's posted a 2.75 ERA over 19 innings, got 28 strikeouts, a .92 whip. And just last week, he pitched 5 2/3, allowed 2 earned runs, 4 hits, struck out 6 batters, and issued only 1 walk. So he looks primed and ready. I've seen some speculation that he might be back next week. The Blue Jays have not decided yet they're going to do a 6-man rotation or they're going to replace him with somebody. I'd probably at least start off with a 6-man rotation, or they might even just do like kind of ease him back in, right? And just do like a bulk relief role after he pitches. Like I don't see him going more than. So if you're in like a win league, he may not be the super efficient for wins, but he can definitely post a great ERA, great whip, great strikeouts. It's going to add those nice ratios for you. I think you can really have a nice boost. Kind of like what Woodruff is doing for the Brewers right now.
Yep, exactly.
Bieber could do for the Blue Jays because the Blue Jays have been playing great baseball, and now they get to add in basically a certified proven ace into that staff.
Yeah, this was probably one of my sneaky best additions at the deadline. The Blue Jays again kind of realized the AL is wide open.
Yeah.
There isn't like a juggernaut. I mean, you could say the Tigers, but like the Tigers are the Tigers, and that's fine. But like the AL is completely open. There's no like elite, crazy good team. So the Blue Jays went out, got maybe the best starting pitcher that was traded, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
starter pitching at least for sure, because not a lot of the controllable arms did not.
Yes. Yeah, we didn't see a Gallon trade. We didn't see an Ed Cab trade. We didn't see a Sandy trade.
Mackenzie Gore or anything like that.
No Joe Ryan. It's a sore subject. It's fine. But yeah, so definitely, I think you might even be able to find Bieber on your waiver wire in redraft leagues. And if he is, I am picking him up immediately. Dynasty, he's been sitting on your IL all year. So like get ready to let that loose, but also again, temper your expectations for the first few turns around. But I think late August, early September, we're going to see Bieber being Bieber. And that's exciting just because he's a hell of a pitcher and he's going to be pitching in high leverage moments. And that's what you want as a manager, because you want teams that are playing for something. You don't want to have like we spoke recently about Pablo Lopez, who's been hurt the majority of this year. They're not going to bring him back. There's no point.
Right.
So having these elite arms in situations where their team needs to win is always a great thing.
Yeah, I think you bring up a good point right now. Like, especially in some of these shallower Yahoo leagues. I know Yahoo gets a bad rap, but Shane Bieber absolutely might be on your waiver wire. Like I said, we talked about it earlier. We're getting into the transition of people giving up on their baseball leagues and transferring over to football. Maybe you got a couple league mates that are sleeping and dozing off doing draft prep for their football league. Check those waivers. You never know, man. I know we play in a lot more deeper and intense leagues, and Bieber's probably been rostered for the last 2-3 weeks. But check out your waiver, man. You never know. Doesn't hurt. Takes 2 seconds, and he could be a nice improvement for your team down the stretch here.
For sure.
Another guy in a similar situation, another pitcher we can talk about right here, which I'm very high on. That's Cristian Javier of the Houston Astros. Just came back last week. I think it was maybe even yesterday. It was yesterday.
Against the
really
Red Sox.
Nice, yeah, really nice solid debut. 5 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned, 2 walks, 5 Ks. His performance really suggested, he's starting to regain his form. The averaging on the fastball was about 94 miles an hour. I see that he had a new sinker that he added. Really been able to get a nice high strikeout rate out of him. And he's only going to get better as they work him back. He might, work that stamina back up and maybe get into some 5 and 6 inning games. Houston's playing well. They can get wins. He can get wins. Definitely some quality starts and QA3s for you. Guy that probably might, similar to Bieber, may or may not be on your waiver wire depending on how deep your league is. Go run out there and check it out there. He had a really solid year, I think, before going down with Tommy John. People, one of those draft sleepers people were really high on, and then got hurt. But I really like Cristian Javier, not because I own him in several leagues, but he's proven that he can pitch well.
Yeah, this was someone that I didn't. I don't want to say I forgot how good he was, but he's someone that I kind of forgot how good he was until I watched him last night. I was like, oh, and he wasn't even laboring. He was ready to go. So again, another guy I'm excited to see as September comes, just how much he can really improve. Not even just your roster, but the Astros are also in this.
Yep.
So I'm very interested in seeing how they manage him because again, it's so hard because they're looking at it as we want to win the World Series and we're looking at it as we want to win at most a couple, maybe $1,000. So definitely curious to see how they manage him. So be optimistic, but don't put all your eggs in the Javier basket.
Exactly. All right, let's keep going with the pitchers here. And this is another little bit of some more trade talk or trade deadline fallout talk. That's Randy Rodriguez of the San Francisco Giants. We talked about it earlier. Camilo Doval gets traded away, who I guess was somehow their closer still, even though which I don't know why the Yankees wanted, because he had been pretty bad for the Giants too. They must have thought they could turn him around. But with Doval out of the picture, a lot of people didn't know who was going to be. Could it be Ryan Walker? Who was going to be? Well, I think it's pretty clear to see now that it's Randy Rodriguez. He's taking over the primary Giants closer role there. Right now, his ERA is at only 1.51, which is the 3rd best among all relievers. He's got a .86 WHIP. He's got 64 strikeouts in 47 innings, which is good enough for a 12 strikeout per 9. He's got 3 saves in his first 3 opportunities. He only got 3 walks. He's got a batting average against of .178, a FIP, which is a field independent pitching stat, of only 2.12. Dude throws gas. He looks to be the next one of these next great flamethrower closers, and the Giants are in a division race or a wild card race. Definitely gonna have a lot of opportunities. The Giants are always in these close 1-run games, 2-run games, so Randy Rodriguez will absolutely be getting a lot more saves. I would even be surprised if he gets up to 12 to 15 saves by the end of the year.
Yeah, this was again. It's not the person that gets traded; it's the person that benefits as well, and. He's someone that I feel like we were even talking about. He might just overtake the closer job, not even necessarily get awarded it because of a trade. So definitely someone I'm looking into going into next season. Curious to how the rest of this season plays out for him and for the Giants. They've been struggling ever since they traded for Rafael Devers. So I'm not rooting for the Giants.
Well, Devers, I don't know if you've been watching, but it's kind of starting to heat up for the Giants now.
Yeah.
been hitting a couple home runs lately. He may be looking to turn a corner there in San Francisco. Maybe.
Yeah, he's playing first sometimes.
Yeah,
so
how things have changed. You know what I mean?
So that's something.
I mean, we can't go on this episode any further than talking about probably the hottest hitter in baseball, who's on the hottest team in baseball. That's Andrew Vaughn of the Milwaukee Brewers. I haven't seen anything like this. Not only have the Brewers completely turned around their season since he's joined the team, but so has Andrew Vaughn. He was only hitting a 189 with the White Sox, then gets traded to the Brewers, which at the time I was like, wow, I'm surprised the White Sox were able to get anything through Andrew Vaughn. White Sox get anything for Andrew Vaughn. And then Milwaukee's like, oh yeah, we'll just give you Andrew Savale, one of our middling
someone that asked for a trade.
Yeah. And now in 22 games with Milwaukee, he's just been nothing but exceptional. It's been since joining Milwaukee, he's batting .377, 7 home runs, 28 RBIs, an 1146 OPS. He's on a 12-game hit streak, a 215 WRC plus, and just does show no signs of stopping or slowing down. Andrew Vaughn, if somehow you were wise enough to go pick him up before he got traded to Milwaukee, or still somehow had him on your dynasty league, you are going to play the lottery, or maybe you already have played the lottery, because this was been the biggest turnaround I've seen in recent memory.
Yeah, it's been fun to see, really, because this was almost, I don't want to say it was sad, because it's not sad, but a top pick, just something was clearly just not there for him. What I found funny was after he got traded, ESPN, his player image was him with an Angels hat on. Like, you never even played for the Angels. I traded for Andrew Vaughn after this. I traded Jonathan Cannon, pitcher for the White Sox, for Andrew Vaughn, straight up. I just did it as like, okay, I just needed a backup first baseman. No, he's been my starting utility for the last like 3 weeks, and he's great. So I'm definitely excited about it. Curious to if this can hold up, but like it's so hard because it's not like this guy didn't have a pedigree of like an elite hitter, but like he did. So I'm really hoping that this kind of just like, this might be it. He's the most Brewers brewer ever. Just like the like pasty, milky white guy playing first base. It's the best.
Yeah, I know. As a Cubs fan, it pains me because, like I said, I'm gotten to the point now where I'm just like, we can't even win this division. We have gone from being, I want to say before the Andrew Vaughn trade, we were probably like, I don't know, 4 to 6 games up on the division. We're now like 7 games back.
Yeah.
That's how crazy a month can be with the way the Brewers are playing. Because like the Cubs have not been awful. They haven't been playing as good as they were in the first half, but they also never been swept yet this year. They've been playing decent, and they still can't even keep up with the pace the Brewers are on. Before we get out of here, though, we got to give you a couple prospect stashes before you go. You lied to the people earlier. We are talking about a New York Yankee. That's Spencer Jones. There's a lot of talk about him getting the call up soon. We are getting on the doorstep of September, which allows teams to then obviously call up a couple extra players. But so far, Spencer Jones was recently, promoted to AAA. In 29 games, he's slashing .348, .426, .750 slugging. He's got 13 home runs and 14 stolen bases. He's got an OPS of 1176. He's basically, been basically one of the best hitters in the minor leagues. He leads all minor league hitters with 30 home runs. The only problem right now is I don't know where the Yankees put him. I know there's probably, I don't know. I mean, again, this could be like, if you're looking for some sort of jolt here in September, some sort of late little prospect to stash, keep an eye out on Spencer Jones. See if he's available in your league. If you have the roster flexibility, definitely stash him. Because he'll definitely be up. I would just say definitely. Most likely up September 1.
I mean, Stanton's been awesome.
I know. It's like,
so, I don't even know if they're going to call him up at this point. Stanton's hitting the shit out of the ball. He's batting like Mike Stanton. It's crazy. Yeah, they should have traded Spencer Jones. I don't know what the hell they're doing, but whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I guess I could see maybe like Stanton definitely can stay healthy, so actually he may be up earlier than September if gets hurt or something. But
for sure.
If there's any sort of move to be made, Spencer Jones will be getting the call up.
Yeah.
Another prospect we're stashing right now, which I don't know if I wouldn't rank it as high as Spencer Jones because we have to wait till September even. That's Owen Caissie of the Cubs. He's been super impressive with AAA, just similar to Spencer Jones, just not quite as good. But he's slashing 263, 372, 504, 12 home runs, 18 doubles, 33 RBIs, 32 extra base hits. And then over the last month at AAA, he's slashing 333, 457, slugging 803, 9 home runs, 14 walks, and only 16 strikeouts. Right now, the Cubs are completely log jammed at outfield and even DH because one of their main DH is an outfielder. So there's no room right now. But come September 1st, he will be up. I can only imagine. I don't want to guarantee because I don't work in that front office, but it would be shock me if he's not up on September 1st, if not sooner. They did make a couple moves today. I saw we DFA'd John Birdie finally. Thanks to Matt Shaw's turnaround, and then finally optioned Nate Pearson, which the demise of Nate Pearson needs to be studied, I think, because this was once I think
that was a can't
miss number one pitching prospect in baseball maybe 3 years ago.
Yeah.
4 years ago.
4.
Number one pitching prospect, can't miss prospect for the Blue Jays, and he was just optioned today. Or sorry, waived. So I'm not sure what that entails for his career, but we may have seen the last of Nate Pearson. I'm sure someone will grab him as a reclamation
flyer,
but
he'll be on the Savannah Bananas soon.
Exactly. Which shout out to Savannah Bananas. They're in town this weekend. Small possibility my wife will be going tomorrow on Friday night. I will not be as lucky, but she has some friends that have tickets. They're trying to figure out a way to make everyone happy, as they should say. There's only 4 tickets and there's like 8 friends, so we'll see how that goes. Shout out Savannah Bananas.
Shout out Savannah Bananas for sure.
All right, one more here to talk about. It's not an on deck podcast. I'm going to talk about some homer picks, homer prospects, Owen Caissie and Kristian Campbell. But Campbell, you got to be talking about. He started the season with the Red Sox, got sent back down, shown some flashes here now. His last 17 games, slashing 367, 472, slugging 604, 4 home runs, got a 13% walk rate and only a 16% strikeout rate.
Yeah, I don't know. So he's been playing a little bit of first base in Worcester, and that's kind of the only place he can play for us currently every day. So I feel like I don't want to say they're waiting for an injury to happen, but I think they want him to get consistent at bats, and the only way to do that is either rip the Band-Aid off and let's see if he can play first base at a major league level, or play him at second base, but they don't currently need a second baseman. So definitely interested in stashing him. I would pick him up. I would assume he's going to be called up because like September doesn't matter for him. He's a guy that's already locked in. So I think he's up before the end of the month just to kind of see what we got here. So ideally he's good because I need him to be good, but we shall see.
Love it. Well, we are live, and usually when we go live, we have to have some sort of.
Wow. What a transition, Jason.
I don't have much. I got some chalk out there right now. I put it down. It's actually a home run parlay, but I'm going to give you one leg of it. Shohei Ohtani did a home run. He's hit a home run in 3 straight, which real quickly, not to go off on too much of a tangent on Nick's picks and Beck's best bets tandem, but Ohtani's kind of a piece of shit, huh?
Yeah, I'm waiting for his interpreter to take the.
I think we're starting to think it's been a couple of years now. I think we're trying to figure out a bit of a piece of shit.
Yeah, I don't. fully understand what this controversy is. I read it and I was like, huh. And I'm interested to see all the information come out before I make an opinion.
Sure.
But he's
that's my bet. Chalk bet, I guess. I think he was like plus 160 to hit a home run. He's hit a home run in 3 straight. I was going to give out the Schwarbaum. Schwarbaum's facing a righty and Brady Singer. They've already started.
It's 3-0 too.
Hit a home run.
No.
But I don't want to give anyone a game that's already started. So Shohei Ohtani.
Yep. Mine's simple. Giants money line against the Padres. Robbie Ray versus Nestor Cortez. Mostly because I hate Nestor Cortez.
Maybe I'll throw that actually is the making. Oh, actually, Nestor's lefty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say Devers home run, but
oh yeah, he can hit anybody.
He's on fire right now. All right, Nick. Good to talk to you. Good episode. We'll get back at some point here.
Mm-hmm.